It's definitely a day that will be remembered as the trail of damage is left lingering.
You were concerned about the way that Alabama was going to be portrayed after this race. What do you think now?
Well, you have to realize something. All these people here, they don't care about who's a senator in Alabama. They came here to see was Alabama stupid enough to vote for Roy Moore.
Just days after 2 Auburn Transit Service drivers were arrested and charged with rape, an Auburn student with a connection to one of the drivers is speaking out. Tonight at 10, I'll take you inside one of the most unique warehouses you've ever seen. Right, and Dr. Phil, in 2014, when you did exclusively interview the stepmother in this case, and she professed her innocence, what did you think about that?
All right.
Or you can literally whatever you want to do.
Okay, I mean, it depends on like where I'm at on my day.
How's your day today?
I mean, it's time to check someone. Hold on, I don't know where I would come for him.
That's me and Simone Eli climbing up that wall, then taking on the monkey bars. Poor Joey, he just went the wrong way on the track and thought...
I saw him turn around and go the other way.
No, he didn't. He just kept on going. We're starting like a dance party
I know,
here.
we could do something. Give him some old school running man. You could bring the new school running man.
I'm going to laugh a little bit.
Send somebody up County Road 3 or 49.
A trail of storm damage left across central and west Alabama.
It just took a toll on them, especially to see, his mobile home tore up.
Homes destroyed, trees snapped, and dozens of lives put in danger. Tonight, we have team coverage from some of the hardest hit areas.
Live from CBS 42 News with local coverage you can count on. Here's what's happening right now.
Oh, that's loud. We got to move, you guys. We got to move. We're driving away from this right now. It's behind us as we speak. Oh my gosh. We're seeing it right now. We're seeing debris in the air.
They're seeing debris in the air.
That's our reporter Jamie Ostroff. We saw it unfold live, these storms here today. Damage all over the place. Welcome in tonight. I'm Jim Dunaway.
And I'm Leigh Garner in for Sherry Jackson. It's definitely a day that will be remembered as the trail of damage is left lingering.
From Jefferson to Pickens County, Mother Nature leaving its mark today. Since late afternoon, we've been on the air bringing you up-to-the-minute coverage as it happened. We'll get to the damage in just a moment. But first, a weather alert is still in effect in the Storm Track Weather Center. Let's bring in meteorologist Nate Harrington. Nate, what's happening the rest of the evening?
Well, we still have storms to talk about right now in central Alabama. Still a weather alert day. These storms are packing a punch, and it's all because of what's left of Harvey. Yeah, we're going to be talking about this for a very, very long time. Harvey's impacts now felt in central Alabama this evening and this afternoon. Let's look at this line of storms that's now racing through central Alabama as we speak. No severe thunderstorm warnings and no tornado warnings right now. So all of the severe weather threat, I'm not going to say it's done, but right now it's fairly diminished. Let's take a look at some of the strongest hit areas. Now we've got a line of storms from St. Clair County down through Shelby County. We also go down to the south, a pretty healthy thunderstorm moving through Chilton County, and then back up to the north through Blount County and into Etowah County. These showers and thunderstorms moving very steadily to the east as these bands from Harvey keep on moving through Alabama. We'll have more details on what you can expect for the rest of the night and into your Labor Day weekend coming up in the forecast in just a few minutes. Leigh?
Hey, thanks, Nate. One of the areas that received heavy damage today is Reform. CBS 42 News reporter Jamie Ostroff beginning our team coverage tonight from Pickens County.
It's been a terrible day here in Reform since those tornado sirens went off before 4 o'clock this afternoon. Check this out. I'm in a community that was very much flattened. Look at all this debris just tossed about like a pile of pickup sticks. We see just what is left of rooms. It's hard to even tell. There's a door right here on the ground. Everything just scattered in pieces all over here. And if you look this way, we have downed power lines, an unsafe situation. Police tonight not letting people pass through this neighborhood. You see what's left of a mailbox there on the ground. This isn't the only place in Reform that was hit by today's storm. Angie McDaniel got out of her house and into a storm pit moments before this happened.
You could hear it roaring and you could see it. I mean, he was just coming over, but I never dreamed. He was hitting, he was touching down. He was hitting down here.
The farm along Highway 17 now in shambles.
You see this storage shed? It was sitting over there. And it picked it up from there and moved it to there. And it's got a motorcycle in it. The motorcycle's up under all that. there is a car. There was a carport there.
The house uninhabitable, but McDaniel says she and her fiance will have a place to stay.
And it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time, but he's going to rebuild it back.
Though I did hear some reports from residents of loss of livestock, I did not hear any reports of loss of human life. In Reform, Jamie Ostroff, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.
And more damage spreading across our area in the small town of Palmetto, also in Pickens County. Our team coverage continues with CBS 42 News reporter Jack Royer.
Tonight, all that's left of a mobile home is behind me, littered in this tree that also was uprooted in a tornado that took just seconds to destroy everything in its path. At this mobile home in Palmetto, no death or injuries, but total destruction. This home and everything inside blown through the air. Homeowners left wondering what to do as their families comforted them in disbelief. How has this affected you guys today?
Oh my God, it just took a toll on them, especially to see, his mobile home tore up, and he worked at the Chevrolet place and he struggled to pay his house payment.
Now the house and everything in it thrown across the front yard as Mother Nature's fury shows its full force. The most personal possessions now left to be picked up, but with a good spirit.
It's a tomorrow. Just don't give up hope and help God in your life, and thank God that didn't nothing really happen because this material things.
The mobile home destroyed, but the people inside unharmed. Now the American Red Cross will find them a place to spend the night. Reporting in Pickens County, Jack Royer, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.
Now, as the storm looped back around to West Jefferson County, it dumped more rain in the Bessemer area. Stefan Dingle joining us now live in Bessemer, where floodwaters washed through the streets in some areas. Stefan?
Good evening, Lee. We're here at Highway 150 and 9th Avenue here in Bessemer. You can see from the street here as cars go through, there's a small puddle in the middle, but that was not the story just 20 minutes ago. If you take a look at the footage we shot when we got here to the scene, you see there were floodwaters at every part of the intersection here in Bessemer. And when people went through, we thought this was going to stay here, but I guess the good news in all this is that the drains do work here in Bessemer. So heavy flooding, it was just a small issue. Now, one thing we have seen just standing here in the past few minutes is just beyond my view, beyond the camera, we saw a bluish green light tint to the sky twice, and it happened for about 4 to 5 seconds, and we assumed that those are transformers that were blowing up, and that happened literally just 2 minutes before we came here on air. So again, the effects of the storms has been felt all day. I guess the good news here is that we don't have to worry about floodwaters anymore, which was affecting some of these businesses around here in Bessemer. But now reporting live, Stefan Dingle, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.
All right, Stefan, thank you. Let's move down to Bibb County now in the Eola community. Several trees were knocked down, blocking access to a school, to some homes, and a church there. James McConaughey on the ground for us, continuing our team coverage with this report.
I'm out here on Ward School Road in Eola, where there's about 6 large trees blocking the road. Some of them have been pulled up by the roots. Some of them snapped off up high. Now, I spoke with a man who lives nearby, and he said he was standing on his front porch not far from here when he heard the storm pick up and the trees go down.
Me and him, the one that just left from here, Joey, we went out there to listen, and watch. Right quick. We heard the noise and we got back in the house. I counted 6 trees that's across the road, and there's some, that fell the other way, like you see that big root base on that and over there. And you see the top side of some more there, little smaller ones. It's a good wind to do that.
He said Bibb County officials are aware. They're currently moving trees off the road at another location, but he expects they should be here soon. Now, this road leads to several homes and a church. Thankfully, I'm told no one was hurt in any of these homes. None of these structures were damaged, but the size of these trees that are down here, this was obviously a very powerful storm. In Eola, James McConaughey, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.
A lot of property damage there, but the weather made us have some concern for life, created problems for some area outdoor sporting events, with many schools canceling games this afternoon. But at Samford University, they decided to play their football game and had to send fans scrambling after halftime during a tornado warning. CBS 42 News reporter Michael Clark live in studio with us now, who talked Michael, you talked to some of those fans from the state of Georgia.
Yeah, that's right. The visiting team, Kennesaw State, is from outside of Atlanta, near my hometown, actually, and several fans made the trek to the game. Some checked out the radar on the way here, but didn't expect to hear tornado sirens during the visit.
A soggy opening game for the Sanford Bulldogs. Fans on both sides were ready for the halftime break, but didn't expect they'd spend more than an hour in their cars or parking lots waiting for the storm to pass.
And then they said, you've got to leave the stadium. Bad weather's coming, a tornado warning, and you got to leave the stadium.
Chris Pike and his crew came from Georgia and was in the parking lot when we saw lightning strikes. The rain continued coming down through the delay.
This is a first for me, having to leave the stadium for a tornado warning.
And we've actually been checking on Twitter, and we just learned from the Sanford football team that they're actually going to pick up this game starting at 10:45. That score 10-7 after halftime. For now, reporting live in the studio, Michael Clark, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.
All right, Leigh Garner has been manning our social media desk all evening long. She's down there now. And Leigh, viewers have sent us pictures and video of the storms rolling in throughout the day. Some of those images have been really dramatic.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Jim. Our viewers have shared images of some pretty impressive and even frightening funnel clouds, videos of that rotation, and some very haunting images of the damage in some of those hardest hit areas. We want you to take a look. We're going to take this full screen. The majority of these images coming in from some of the earlier storms. This one coming in from Eolin. This one as well. Those trees down in the roads. We were getting these out of Bibb County later on in this evening. Here's one of the earlier images we got, though. This was actually from Phil Campbell looking southeast. Thanks to Alan Bagwell for sending that to us. Some of these hard hit pics coming to us from the Pickens County Herald out of Reform. Some of that damage just really startling to see. These images coming to us from Fayette. Lots of images coming in from West Alabama of the vegetation out there. This also from Fayette out there at the Fayette County Country Club. We want to thank Caroline Newton and Cameron Daly for sending us those images. And we want to thank everyone who sent these images in to report it. We want to encourage you, keep doing that. When you see news in your area, just please always make sure that you are doing so safely. Jim?
All right, Leigh, I enjoyed chatting to a lot of our viewers on Twitter earlier today. Now to the latest with the tropical depression Harvey, the death toll now up to at least 29. The rain has come to an end in flood-ravaged Texas, but rescue and recovery efforts are still ongoing. The entire city of Beaumont lost its water supply today, forcing the evacuation of an entire hospital. Vice President Mike Pence traveled to the town of Rockport today, clearing debris there and offering some comforting words to the folks there. Meanwhile, according to the White House, President Donald Trump will donate $1 million of his own money to a relief organization in the wake of Hurricane Harvey. The president is scheduled to visit the Houston and Lake Charles areas of Texas coming up on Saturday. Elsewhere tonight, covering Walker County, a Confederate flag display is causing a controversy in one neighborhood, but it's not only the display that has some residents raising concerns. The home in Carbon Hill is controversial for the flag, and another decoration is that dummy that was put up there 3 years ago. The person who put it up says they put it up as a Halloween decoration, and it pretty much has stayed up there from that point forward. We'll have reaction on that story tomorrow on our news at 5, 6, and 10. Right now, Sam Hunt fans are gearing up for a great big house party, one of his hits, right here in Birmingham. For those of you who don't know, the country music superstar has had a #1 hit all year. Was a starting quarterback at UAB back in the day. He'll be back in Birmingham tomorrow to kick off the Blazers' big return to the college football field. UAB students are really excited about the weekend. The Sam Hunt concert tomorrow night, 7 o'clock down at Uptown. They're planning to party whether it rains or shines. My bet's on raining these days, but you never know, I guess.
Either way, it should be a lot of fun. Okay, so the controversy surrounding Wells Fargo is getting worse.
That major bank chain now says more people were impacted by its fake account scandal than first thought. An update on the millions of customers being affected by those fake accounts.
And the very first approval of gene therapy for treating cancer. It's being called a historic event. Details on the FDA's approval of a new treatment.